His reputation was put in question in his last fight when the durable Roberto Duran took him the 15 rounds. On that same bill was the Argentinian Juan Roldan, who impressed with his destruction of Frank Animal Fletcher. And it was that outstanding victory that won Roldan a title tilt against Hagler last night at the Riviera Convention Center in Las Vegas in the States. Well, the fight was seen live there over 15 rounds. Our commentator in Las Vegas, Jim Rosenthal.
Away we go for the first round, and there is a strong feeling here. This one could go quickly. Roldan has knocked out 10 in the first round, and there's a slip from Hagler, and he's down very quickly. And taking a standing count, and none too pleased, because he must have felt it was a slip in the opening seconds. What drama. Hagler has said, I've got the brains, he's got the brawn. He could go in the first, but it's Hagler who's been down. But surely, just a slip, but he did receive a standing count. And that will encourage Juan the Hammer Roldan from the Argentine. The man who only knows one way to fight, and that's to come forward and throw big right hands. Marvin Hagler is a 6-1 on favourite to retain his undisputed titles. If you put money on the Roldan in this part of the world, the bookmakers looked at you very closely. But he started really well and has tagged Hagler a couple of times. A little smile from Hagler there, as if to say that one didn't hurt. A lot of South American support here in the convention center in Las Vegas. He's greatly encouraged by the start that the rank outsider has made. Roldan is tough and durable. He's been a more effective fighter in this opening round. Hagler, who boasted of finishing things early, is having to take stock of the situation. Roldan, who's been very confident at the weigh-in, but very calm when he came into the ring, settled in very quickly when he first got the title and got through with a good right hand to the body. And although a lot of that stuff is wild from Roldan, he might well have done enough to take this opening round, but Hagler got in 2 good shots there. What a start to the fight for the WBC and WBA middleweight titles in Las Vegas. There have been hurricanes around here these past couple of days. My plane nearly blown off the runway when I landed here, and it's Roldan who has started like a comet. Well, there's warm applause for Roldan, and Hagler sitting down just above us and probably saying, that was ridiculous, they counted me there, it was just a slip. The Trinelli brothers looking after Marvin Hagler, as they have done ever since he came to the gym. And let's just, as a boy, let's just have a little look at that. Well, it was a left hand, and it just looked to me as though his legs went from under him. There could have been a bit of water down there on the canvas. Just tipped him on the back of the head and down he went, but enough to encourage the challenger. Well, what will this second round provide after that sensational opening? Marvin Hagler striving for recognition and striving for the boxing public to like him and the boxing press to recognize his greatness. He had that points decision here over Roberto Duran, where Duran, the old warhorse, really got all the headlines and the acclaim, and that just served to annoy Hagler again. A little wink from him there, but Roldan is coming in, throwing those big bombs, and at the moment, Hagler has not been able to get into gear, hasn't been able to use the variety of punching, his ring skills that have made him such a good champion. quite a lot of money on this fight finishing in the first round, and those punters here in the convention centre have done their cash. Roldan has been saying to anyone who will listen, Hagler's been a great champion, but his time has come. Clubbing him on the back of the head there as Hagler got in a bit of a tangle. And that is a good big right hand. But Roldan's throwing there. The referee, Tony Perez, getting between them. Those people who said that Roldan might be a bit of a handful have thus far been proved right. I think he's a very fit man, Roldan, but throwing and missing with those sort of punches, well, they won't help him go 15 rounds. He's never been that in his life, and I don't think anybody here expects this to go 15 rounds. And a good right hand from Roldan again. Hagler. What a good punch that's been early in this fight. And what a good fight too, but Hagler, who says he's got the skill, showing it there. But Roldan has never pretended he won't get hit. He just feels he's got the armory to do more damage than Hagler. What a good fight so far. Marvin Hagler comes a trifle slowly back to his corner. There they are, the Petronelli brothers. He, as a boy, went and sat in their gym for a couple of days and said absolutely nothing, and then said, I can fight. They took him on. He took a long time to get a world title shot. I would think that's that right hand, and what a good punch it was, and it shows that Hagler's got a good chin, and it shows why he'd never been knocked down as a professional. Round 3, and those who said it's going to be a walkover for Hagler are looking a trifle embarrassed at the moment. But surely the champion has yet to show his best. Tends to wear opponents down. I think this was the thing that was slightly wrong about the pre-fight stuff. Hagler has been a wearer down of opponents rather than an explosive first-round puncher. Although he did finish a fight very early after 67 seconds against Caveman Lee, one of his defenses, and that was one of the quickest stoppages ever. Southpaw lead from Hagler, wearing the maroon trunks that he's worn just about every time he's fought as a professional. Such a good punch. Roldan, though, looks happy to take those and gamble on getting home with that big right hand, the hammer, as he calls it. And in fact, he's angered Marvin Hagler by wearing a T-shirt with a hammer, hitting someone, supposedly Hagler, on the head. And Hagler's none too pleased about that T-shirt, said it was racist, and said that Roldan would pay for it. Well, so far, Roldan hasn't, but he stopped a good right hand there, and that stopped him dead in his tracks. That was a good punch. And Roldan takes a deep breath. And Hagler just stepping up the quality of his work a bit, but Roldan, well, that right hand could cause a sensation here if he keeps throwing it, because no one, not even somebody with a stronger chin as Hagler, can take too many of those. But he's seen a lot of it before, Marvin Hagler, and might be thinking, I might just have to bide my time here a bit. I won't get the quick stoppage that I'd hoped for. Well, he throws that right hand from way down the strip here in Las Vegas, does Roldan, but it's a potent weapon when it lands. But he's hurt. Hagler's hurt him in round 3 on his line back on the ropes, and he was definitely hurt there. And taking a standing count. Oh, he is hurt. Will Hagler finish it here in the 3rd? A sudden reversal. And that bell coming just right for Roldan, who took a standing count. And manager Tito Lectore, who looked after the great Carlos Monzon, is now having to work very hard to revive the Argentine challenger. A sudden reversal. And it was that right hand that really hurt him, and well, I suppose you better call him merciful Marvin Hagler there, because a lot of fighters might have followed through there. Perhaps he got it in the eye or something there, because it might just have got a little thumb in the eye. And all of a sudden, Hagler looks in total control. Yes, looking at Roldan, it's his right eye that all of a sudden is closing. And that has quietened Roldan's vociferous supporters. And he's cut. He's cut. The Argentine challenger is cut on the nose too. And suddenly he's blinking, and this fight is going according to pattern now. Awkward opening for Hagler. And now he has the challenger with a right eye closing and a cut on the bridge of his nose. And he's dominating it now. Alan Minter will testify to the way Hagler's punches seem to have a razor edge. Stopped in 3 when he won the title at Wembley. And of course, he demolished Tony Simpson in 6 in Worcester, Massachusetts. Another British fighter, Kevin Finnegan, he was stopped twice on cuts too. So Hagler, when he throws punches, he cuts people up. And Roldan is not the confident figure he was, and he's getting a cuffing now. Those quick punches, almost the speed of a flyweight, really, Hagler throws them. Short little stabbing, wearing, and punishing blows. Well, Marvin Hagler said he was going to make Roldan suffer. He said he was going to give him a whipping that he's going to remember for a very long time. And Roldan is looking in a sad and sorry state. The right eye is just about shut. There's a terrible swelling underneath it as well. He's cut on the bridge of his nose. Hagler, as usual, has not got a blemish on him. And those right hands that were so potent from Roldan now look ineffective. But who knows? You never ride off a big puncher like Roldan. Got this chance because of a sensational knockout over Frank Animal Fletcher. And while he's in there, and while he's cocking that right hand, there must always be a chance for him. But Hagler would appear to have assumed control with a class and controlled ferocity that makes him a very, very good champion. What a start we've had here. Join us again in Las Vegas after the break. And Hagler, with that very efficient work over the last couple of rounds or so, has silenced the crowd who were really vociferously behind Roldan early on. Now they do let things go on longer in this part of the world. And it's obviously a world title fight. But really, you've got to wonder how long Roldan, who has got the swelling the size of a table tennis ball now almost underneath his right eye, is going to be allowed to continue. He's a great combination puncher, Hagler. Never loses composure, even when he slipped down in the first. His wits were about him completely. He's hurting Roldan all the time now. It's almost punchback time out there for Hagler. Oh. Well, Roldan is as big-hearted and brave and tough as they come. But surely he's never suffered inside a ring as he's suffering now. The hammer. He's getting the right hammering. Well, a lumbering, almost amateurish right hand from Roldan. Hagler quickly inside it and quickly making his opponent suffer, as he said he would. One stage last year, after he beat Walter Scythian, Hagler was talking about retirement because he said he couldn't find opponents of sufficient caliber. And Roldan's eye, just seeing it there, I mean, it is getting really grotesque out there. And he's getting a real pasting. And there are shouts from behind me to stop it. Those little hurting punches that don't travel far but sting and score points as we approach the end of round 5. And the referee was in there very quickly, and it can't be long before the doctor's called to have a look at that eye. There's not much you can do with an injury like that. Look on Roldan's face as if to say, oh dear, what's happening now? What have I got to face in this 7th round? The great Carlos Monzon from Argentina is at ringside and has been helping Roldan, and he knows that Marvin Hagler is threatening his record of 14 straight middleweight title defenses. This is his 9th defense, and showing everything, all the signs of being yet another successful one. Well, really, Roldan is so limited. Throws that right hand and immediately exposes himself to those flurries from Marvin Hagler. There's so much variety and crispness about the champion's work. Roldan, his own manager Tito Lectore, who we've been seeing working on him in the corner, said before the fight, technically he's not a good fighter, so he knows his limitations. And Roldan is being made painfully aware of those as he nearly sags through the ropes in his own corner. That right eye now, well, it's from here, it looks completely closed. We're into the 9th then. Back home in Britain, I don't think the fight would have been allowed to go this far. Roldan is still strong and willing, though. It's just that damage around the right side of his face swelling beneath the right eye, and the eye totally closed is a terrible burden to him. I suppose you might be seeing why Hagler isn't universally accepted as an all-time great, and why he isn't loved here, because he's really had Roldan going for some time now. He's hurt him, he's humiliated him, he's damaged him, but he hasn't put him away. Really the perfect build for a middleweight, Hagler, a sawn off heavyweight. Great physique. Always crowds his opponent, makes it so hard for him to do anything effective. Crowds them, peppers them with punches. Difficult to know how to beat him. There's a theory that you've got to go at him and back him off, but look at the volume of punches he's throwing there. Talking to Sugar Ray Leonard before this fight, and he said, you've got to mix things up, you have to attack him and then back off. Well, you've got to be a fighter of Leonard's caliber to be able to mix up your work like that, and Roldan, well, he's not that. It doesn't take me to tell you that either. Roldan looking almost spent, despite the crowd willing him through these painful moments in round 9. He's blowing very heavily now. I think he's stopped a good left hand. He's flat-footed. This can't go too much longer, surely. Roldan's his head is like a human punch ball at the moment. He's leaning on the ropes. These are desperate moments for him. Again, there are voices urging the referee to stop it as Hagler got a right through a totally non-existent guard. And I think the doctor is having another look at Juan Roldan's eye. Do you want to go on? And C was the reply. So they're going to patch him up and send him out there for more. And look at Tito Lectori having a go at him as we switch to the other corner. And Mr. Composure. Round 10 of the scheduled 15-rounder for the Undisputed Middleweight Championship of the World. Juan Roldan, the brave challenger, has been on the wrong end of a pasting for around about 6 or 7 rounds now. But he's still in there. Although he's a very damaged fighter and he's down. I'm not sure if he's going to have the inclination to get up from this. He has done. A referee, Tony Perez, is taking a very long look at him. And he stopped it. Marvellous Marvin Hagler retains his Undisputed Middleweight Championship of the World. Roldan is stopped in the 10th. Hagler is still the champion. It was a brave effort by the man from Argentina to see how he finished. I think he just flopped down. He'd taken so many punches and the legs just went. And he just... the volume of punches sent him rolling on his back. And he'd been stopping punches like that for a very long time. And it was tribute to his bravery that he lasted as long as he did, because in truth, after his early successes, Roldan was outclassed.
Yes, something of a boxing lesson for Roldan by Hagler, although you have to admire the man's courage in defeat, and that closed eye was obviously a major handicap. After the fight, Larry Marchant of Home Box Office had a word with the champion in the ring.
Yeah. What happened in the first 10 seconds of the fight?
The first two, starting out, I had to figure them out. My strategy was the right way.
But you were knocked down. It was declared an official knockdown.
That was no knockdown. Jeez, I slipped, you know. And I told the referee, he even seen it. I couldn't understand why he started counting. So I balanced, and he just told me I was going back.
Were you embarrassed or humiliated?
No, not really, because I had to keep my cool, you know what I mean? I realized it wasn't a knockdown, it was a slip, you know, but I just wanted the people to feel that way, so I had to come back. You know, I'm in Vegas here, you know.
He was a very awkward and tough fighter.
Oh, yeah.
For a few rounds there, it looked like you just couldn't figure him out at all.
Well, he's very off balance, you know. A lot of times he throws punches. He's very off balance, you know. It's just a matter of time. I knew we had 15 rounds. You don't have to go out there and try to knock a man out. I learned that from Roberto Duran fight.
Well, I wonder if he's still